Hi, I'm Josh and I love everything human-powered adventure, which is why I've set myself the challenge to kick scooter the entire length of the UK. 950 miles between John O'Groats and Land's End. No battery, no motor, just one push at a time. So far, I've scooted my way through the Flow Country's endless gravel, got battered by Storm Amy, and pushed through the rugged Cairngorms. I smashed my daily distance record, hitting 75 miles in a single day. I discovered the magical waterfalls of the River Clyde, crossed the Scotland-England border, got my first puncture after 400 miles, and grinded my way through Yorkshire to the halfway point. I've navigated through the busy streets of Manchester, spent the last couple of days getting through the Midlands' foggy trails, slept in a church with bells ringing every hour, and made it to Gloucester, with my body really starting to feel those nearly 700 miles. I spent the night in a hotel getting everything charged, and that's where you're rejoining me, preparing to try and beat that 75-mile record one more time, after coming close a couple times in the previous days. This is it, the final push to Land's End. Let's finish this.
Here we go. Day 13, I think, of scootering the entire length of the UK. Just leaving Gloucester now. Gonna have some nice, it's quite easy kind of miles for like 100 miles really, because it is pretty much flat, and even better, the wind is actually going in the direction I'm going. I'm currently gonna head down the Sharpness Canal, and we've got to do that for pretty much most of it, and then on towards the bridge and past Bristol and all that way. I'm hoping today, if I can, I'm gonna try and get as close to Taunton as possible. After Taunton, it's where all the hills and climbs start again, so that's the plan. It's a big day, but I'm feeling refreshed. Everything's charged. I'm ready for this final push, quite literally. About 270-ish miles to go. In 17 miles, it'll be 250. Right, I'm looking forward to today. Now that I've showered and I smell a bit better, and yeah, had some food. Alright, it's still dark. It's not even, the sun hasn't even risen yet, but it's not looking foggy and misty and miserable today, at least as I head south. Alright, day 13, let's see what it has in store for us.
Finally, today I was on familiar ground. Getting close now. There's this weird shift that happens towards the end of a journey like this. At the start, you don't dare to think about the total distance. 950 miles. That's too big, that's too overwhelming. You just think day to day, mile to mile, one push at a time. But now, you stop thinking about how far you've come and start thinking about how little is left. Not I've done 700 miles anymore. It's only 250 to go. The numbers flip in your head and suddenly the end feels possible.
I've just gone past the 700 mile mark. 700 miles in 13 days on this little scooter. It feels good. Next stop be coming along the River Severn, by the bridge and around Bristol. I'm really hoping today push my limits that little bit further and beat that 75 mile. I feel like it's got to be today. I'm feeling good. I've done like 20 miles this morning, and got lots of flat land ahead of me with the Somerset levels. The wind continues in the direction that it is. It's exactly where you want the wind to be on a day that you're going through the Somerset levels. When I was going through on the BMX, it was in my face and it was torture. So, should hopefully have a nice easy push through the Somerset levels, but first, gotta get to the bridge and around Bristol. Looks a bit cloudy over there. Oh well, let's keep going.
This was an exciting moment for me. Those murky waters of the River Severn, the Severn Bridge stretching across, and me past 700 miles. Any pain from the previous days had vanished. Today was the day. I was going to smash that 75-mile record, no question. My mind was set, and with the wind actually on my side for once, I flew past the River Severn and around Bristol with speed I hadn't felt in days.
Just over 42 miles so far today. It's 12:30, so it's pretty good progress. Got to get over the men dips, but in good old fashion, I'm taking the easy way. I'm going through the strawberry line. It's like an old railway line, so it's quite nice and flat. Just managed to find some food, so I'm going to munch on this before cracking on. I think somebody's going to come and meet me, and he'll probably ride with me for a bit. Hopefully he brings a tow rope. But this tailwind is absolutely amazing. It makes such a difference on a scooter, even more so than on a bike. Cheers.
Over 40 miles at around the halfway point of the day was a promising start if I wanted to crack that 75 miles. So I didn't stop for long and shoveled that food down and got back underway. After a few miles, I was joined by Mike, who came out for a ride with me and helped me get to the Strawberry Line Cafe.
To go like get the biggest day today, because I think it's like the last. Once you get to Taunton, it's very much hilly.
When you are trying to get the big miles in, it's a huge help when you can take your mind off of what you are doing and have a chat and try not to slow Mike down too much. I think I was keeping good pace. So after saying goodbye, it was time to head onto the Strawberry Line itself, the easiest way to cross the men dips and into the Somerset levels.
left the Mendip Hills behind, and now I'm in the flatlands of the Somerset levels. I've nearly done 70 miles so far. It's about 4:45, so I might even hit that 75 mark in daylight, who knows. I think from here it's about another 20 to Taunton, so I'm hoping I can get pretty close to there. I do come into Taunton along a canal, so it might be possible to find a little camp spot as I'm arriving there. If not, I've got to go through Taunton, up a few hills at least, maybe another 10 miles from there. I do know a camp spot because I camped there on the BMX, but definitely hitting more than 75 today. And you know what? I don't feel half bad. I don't know if it's just because I had a good night's sleep or what, I don't know. Probably having a tailwind helps a lot, but it's not a crazy tailwind, but it's enough to just make it a really pleasant ride today. Alright, let's continue along these lovely flat miles, which obviously has the benefit of no hills. However, you do have to keep pushing and pushing.
Pushing is what I had done now for getting onto that 800-mile mark, and right now I was feeling great. I felt like I could have kept pushing through the night, but seeing that GPS tick past that 75-mile mark was an amazing feeling. I had come close a few times, so it just felt like a matter of time. To finally do it though was amazing. Now the question was just how far I would end up going tonight.
So I've currently done about 85 miles, so I've beaten the record by 10 miles. I really want to continue. Obviously it's getting dark now, which is fine, and it's probably maybe like 8-9 miles until Taunton. Problem is, like, I'm along the canal right now, and there's such a good camp spot. Like, it's like the other side of the lock. I mean, it's nice and kind of out of the way. Nobody's going to be coming through here through the night, I'd imagine. And I mean, it is a really good spot. Now, I really want to do more than 85 miles though, because I really feel like I could definitely get the 90, possibly even the 100. But the problem is I will have to go through Taunton and get out the other side up a bunch of hills, so I don't know if to camp now or push on through the night. Will I regret not pushing on through the night now in like a day or two time when it's getting close to the end? But there is a really good camp spot. Maybe what I could do is force myself to get up really early tomorrow, get into Taunton even earlier than normal, and then I can make maybe that's a good idea. Okay, well, a new record, 85 miles. Could have been 90, could have been 100, but I'll take the decent camp spot now, I think. All right, as always though, I see bright and early in the morning. I'm going to try and get up before the sun rises, maybe like 6, 5:30, so I can get a good head start into Taunton, get some breakfast there, and then up into the hills tomorrow. Alright, see you bright and early in the morning.
Good morning. Good morning. It's currently 6 AM. That's early enough, right? It's a really good camp spot actually. Got a few miles, I think maybe like 6-7 miles until I get to Taunton. So I'm gonna just cruise along the canal, get there nice and early, hopefully find a shop that's open, get some breakfast, and then you got the hills to come, But I was looking at the map yesterday, and there's less than 200 miles to go. I was thinking there's still more than 200, but it's about 181 miles from where I am. So feels like it's very close now. So today's goal is just to try and knock as much as that 81 miles off with the target. Alright, let's get up. I'm so sleepy. Don't want to wake up yet. It's not even light.
Well, just made it through Taunton, stopped to have some breakfast, and it was like the worst time to go through there because all the kids were going to school, going crazy on their bicycles. But I am now past Taunton, and that means it's time for up, down, up, down, up, down, lots of hills. The 800 mile mark today is a significant one because it leaves just 150 to go, and that is in about 20 miles as I get to a place called Bampton. So first little push will be to try and get that first 20 miles gone, and that'll be the 30 mile mark today. But I think if I can manage to do 60 today, I'll be pretty happy. Any more, even better. I was looking at the weather, and from Sunday onwards the weather's terrible. Today is Wednesday, I think, yeah, Wednesday. So I'm hoping I can either get there Friday or early Saturday morning. I kind of want to get there Friday, but it will depend on how today and tomorrow goes, because I do want to get there in the daylight, not at night. So I mean, if I do 60 today, 60 next day, it's another 60, but we'll see. Hopefully I can have a shorter day for the last day.
You can always tell when you are leaving Somerset and getting towards Devon. The roads start to get narrower. The lanes become all you have to focus on, apart from the hills, of course. You know Devon is upon you when every road is called hill. And them hills are often pushing on to 20% gradients. And for the scooter, that means plenty of walking, and the miles feel like they take forever.
Whew. All of a sudden it's just gotten really cold. Just coming through Bampton, just had some food, and we continue going up. I think in about, I don't know, 5 to 10 miles I do have a bit more of a flowy downhill section for a few miles at least, so we've got something to look forward to. But today, this morning, has been one long grind, maybe 1.5 miles. I have done 800 miles, and I will be loading up the penultimate section of the route. Crunch, crunch, crunch. hope I can do another 30 miles today. To be honest, if I could do 70 today, 70 tomorrow, that would be much nicer. That would be much nicer. But we'll see. Let's keep going up.
All the miles I had covered before now was just training for today. Today was relentless. Pushing up these hills was burning the legs. So when I was very kindly stopped, just as I was practically dying pushing up these steep hills by Judith, who very kindly restocked my pasty supply, I was able to have a little breather before getting back onto them very narrow lanes. I'd made my life harder being on a scooter. I had to take the very back roads, and with these roads, there is not much in between, up or down.
My body's starting to have enough. It's my right ankle on the back is quite sore, a bit tender, I think, because right now everything's steep, so just trying to like push up as much as possible, but it's really working that part. I think I nearly at the top of this hill though, so a little bit of respite coming up. Ow, 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 ow.
The top of these hills couldn't have come at a better time. This section here was probably the most respite I got the whole day, and a very welcome one from the non-stop steep lanes. I had seemed to come out of them narrow steep lanes, even just for a brief moment, which gave me the opportunity not only to rest the heavy legs for just a moment, but to see that rolling steep countryside. I had made it over today, even if it was short-lived.
Today is definitely a hard one. Absolutely. Very sluggish and slow going. I've definitely made this route this time a lot harder than when I did it on the BMX. I could have just gone down to like Tiverton and then Oakhampton, but the way I'm going, I'm sort of like crossing across Devon, and I'm not like following any ridge line of the hills. I'm just going up, down, so it's very slow. I have done 55 miles. I need to do 5 more miles. I've done 55 to get that minimum of 60 miles, but I really want to hit that 70, because if I can hit 70 today, 70 tomorrow, and then the final day I'll only have 40, which feels a lot nicer. But I'm probably gonna have to go into the night a bit at this pace to get that 70. I'll see where I'm at when I'm at 60, but God, what a day. What a day.
It seemed like I had spent most of the day walking, so I have no idea how I had managed to even get close to that 60-mile mark today. This was no doubt in my mind the hardest day on the scooter by far, but getting today over and done with meant I was another day closer to Land's End. That's what I kept telling myself as I pushed my way into the evening and onto the Tarka Trail.
Wow, starting to get dark. I've done 65 miles so far. Oh, everything's hurting today. Ankles are hurting, knees are hurting. I've got 65 more miles of this section of the route to do, and then onto the final bit, which is about 50. I want to do this 5 more miles now, because I know it's if I don't do it now, then tomorrow I've got to do even more. However, I am kind of in a fairly wooded area where I could probably quite easily find somewhere to camp. I don't know, I'm so tired today. See a really good camp spot, I'll just take it, I think. Hopefully a bit of recovery, a good night's sleep, and crack on again tomorrow. Today has definitely been probably the hardest day of them all so far. And what's worse, tomorrow doesn't get any easier. Morning. Yesterday turned into a bit of a faff because, well, I started getting a flat tyre just as it was getting dark and I was trying to find somewhere to camp. So I got to this place called Sheepwash. I was sat in like a church doorway, just trying to like fix the tyre, fix the puncture. Couldn't patch it; it just would not patch. So I stuck a new inner tube in, fine, done that. And then I come to the realisation that I left my tent poles at my last camp spot along the canal. So unless I can find a perfectly sized stick, I can't actually pitch my tent right now. So I just slept in the doorway of that church at Sheepwash. But good news, I did do nearly 70 miles yesterday, about 69. I do only have 110 to do, so today's goal is just to get as close as possible to Land's End to give myself the easiest day tomorrow. Still, ideally I need to do another 70, but we'll see, because it's hilly, it's hard, and it's tough. But also, I now need to be creative about where I'm going to sleep. There isn't really many woodlands, so I'm unlikely to find a perfectly sized stick. So I might have to try and find like a church or something again, or just, I don't know, who knows, right? It's day 15, a week and a day on the road on a scooter. I'm going to get a bit of an early start at 6 a.m. And just going to try and get a few miles before it gets a bit busier and stuff. I'm coming up to a place that I can't remember the name of. I'll put it on screen in about 10 miles, and I'll probably stop for breakfast or something there, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Got some big climbs. Got to go over like Bodmin today. Right, let's go.
So close now. Just over 100 miles to go. Today was a crucial day. I needed today to go well if I was ever going to reach Land's End tomorrow. I had planned to stop in Holsworthy for some breakfast, but arrived too early and the shops were still closed. and I was on a mission today, so I was not going to be waiting around, but leaving Holsworthy, I did get to enjoy the impressive viaduct.
I'm skipping breakfast today. I'm on a mission. Should hopefully be the penultimate day, so I just want to get through these miles and push. And it's a bit annoying at the moment because all like the hedges have just been like trimmed, so there's just like thorns everywhere on all the little sort of back roads and country lanes. Just had one stuck in my shoe, so if I don't get a puncture in a minute, I'll be surprised. But if I can do the next sort of 5-10 miles, I'll start heading actually south. Right now I'm sort of just going across Devon, but I'm nearly there, and I've got about 50 miles of this section of the route to go. And then just one more after that, which is only about 50 miles, so try and get that other one started today if I can.
I somehow managed to avoid another puncture for now, and would finally see the sea in the distance, which meant I would now be able to start heading south and towards Cornwall. After yesterday's really tough day, I was happy that I had somehow managed to recover through the night, and my legs were feeling strong again. I just needed to keep pushing on, because I would still need to climb up to Bodmin Moor. That was going to be the challenge today.
Now the real climbing starts for today. Once I'm up, 1, 2, 3 climbs with tiny little descents in between them. Once I'm up on that third one, I'll be a bit happy because from there it'll be a bit of a downhill direction all the way to Bodmin, which will help pick up the pace a little bit for sure. But can you believe it? Look, the sun's come out. Oh my god, amazing. Can you come out again tomorrow, please? But right now we're back to hiker scooter. Up, up, up we go!
Hiker scooter, jogger scooter, I don't know anymore. I was just in the mood to just keep going forward, whatever it took. Land's End felt incredibly close. After 15 days on the road, I was just excited to reach the end. So when I managed to push my way up the last climb on the moors, it was such a treat. It meant I had some flat miles and then a long descent towards Bodmin. And what's better, the wind was still in my favour.
Ah yes, feels so good to be at this point, because now at least I know for a good like 10-15 miles I'm essentially going downhill. There's always a few bumps in the road of course, but it's pretty much downhill now towards Bodmin, and I'm just going to keep smashing through these miles. I want to get way past Bodmin really. I want the easiest day tomorrow possible. I want the shortest day of this whole trip if I can. But for now, look at it. It's absolutely beautiful up here as well on the moors. Normally, it's like, not like this. It's normally raining on me. Ah, so good. Oh yeah.
From the moment I entered Devon yesterday, I was waiting for this moment to be in Cornwall, to be on top of the moors and start to enjoy some easy miles with nothing to stop me, apart from some sheep and apart from some cows. But as long as the camel trail has no camels, this was sure to be my penultimate day.
Just under the 50-mile mark, so making good progress. It's only 1:30, so today has been much better. Yesterday was just so brutal. Everything was like a hiker bike, and today, although there's been some long hiker bikes, it's been a bit more flowy, a bit more gradual, so I have actually been able to push up most of the climbs and enjoy them descents. I wish I didn't have to come off the camel trail, because unfortunately it doesn't go all the way to Land's End. If it did, it would be amazing, because it would be like a flat ride all the way to Land's End. But unfortunately I do, and that means heading back into the steep old hills. 13 more miles of this section of the route, and then I can finally start the final leg, which is like 50 miles. So I would love to start that today, even if I just got like 5 miles, 8 miles, something like that. Just get it started and get it underway to make it a little bit easier tomorrow. But for now, have a few pork pies and head back into the hills. Just keep pushing on tonight. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm not stopping much.
I was well and truly into Cornwall now, and I was in very good spirits. I knew the hardest challenges were now behind me. It was looking like I would make it to Land's End before the weather could turn. There was still plenty of hills, of course. This is Cornwall after all. After one final supper, I would be selecting the last section of this route on my GPS, a moment I had been waiting for now for 15 days. And to make a really great day even better, for the remainder of the evening I would be joined by Lee, who came out to keep me company, which took my mind off the hills once more, and we had a blast cruising into the evening, smashing out their miles.
I was having a job to keep up with you, because I was in the wrong gear.
By the time I stopped tonight, I couldn't believe just how much progress I had made today.
Good morning, and today is day 16 of scootering across the entire length of the UK, and what is going to be the last day as well. With the help of Lee yesterday, I managed to smash 82 miles, I think it was in total, which is leaving me with less than 30 miles to do. It's currently 7 a.m. It's not quite light yet, but it's gonna be getting lights pretty soon. Probably got like less than 10 miles to Hale, and then it's pretty much straightforward to Penzance and then across to Land's End. Like, the hard stuff is now behind us, I would say. I mean, getting up to the Land's End is a bit of a slog, but apart from that, it is pretty much, yeah, it's good. So, scooter, don't have any more punctures, don't break in half, don't spontaneously combust, just do your thing and scoot, okay? We don't need to get to Penzance and blow up. Now the motivational talk is done. Let's go to Land's End. Day 16.
The day I had been long awaiting was finally here. The end of this epic adventure was nearing. The sun was starting to rise, and as I made it to the little town of Hale, this morning was almost perfect. So to make it perfect, I grabbed my Cornish pasty for breakfast, enjoyed the last moments before it was time to get this done. Land's End was so incredibly close now.
To think, 16 days ago, I set off on John O'Groats, 950 miles, and in 15 miles, I'm going to have crossed the country on a scooter. And what makes this even better is that I did not think it would be this dry of a trip. Minus the first few days through the storm. Oh my god, I'm going to be finishing for once in a beautiful blue sky and sunshine by the looks of it. I can't wait. 15 miles. It's all that stands in my way. Scooter power, let's go!
After so many miles, to see that magical castle in the distance appear, St. Michael's Mount, my heart lifted, because when you see this coastline, you know you've all but made it. Just a few more miles along the coast and I would arrive in Penzance, the last town in England. One more final push, one more final challenge, the last of those brutal Cornish climbs. But when you start to see that sea stretching out in the distance, everything changes. Land's End is in your sights. No further can you go. The end is here. 16 days, 954 miles, and there I was, just as I had done for the entire trip, pushing myself over that finish line, for once arriving in glorious sunshine. I could finally stop, sit back, take it all in, reflect on every single mile I'd overcome. 16 days ago, I'd ridden this scooter twice, for a mere 10 miles in total, and now I'd push myself across the entire length of the UK, through the Flow Country's endless gravel, through Storm Amy, through the Cairngorms, past Edinburgh, Manchester, through the Midlands, through some of the most incredible places this country has to offer, through rain, wind, fog, and finally, sunshine. 85 miles in just one day. I'd met so many amazing people along the way. I guess there's only one more thing I could do to make this adventure that little more epic in the future.
And there it is. 16 days, well 15 and a half really, scooter, 950 miles across the entire length of the UK. This has been an absolute blast of an adventure. I thought it was going to be a lot harder, a lot worse with the weather, but this little green machine, the yellow Trexx, has been a lot of fun to ride. Scooter!